Okay, it's been a morning trying to make a freaking start to the video. Cheers, first off. This is take 4. See if we can get those cleaned up today. Not sure what all we're going to do with this stuff yet. These will probably go out back with some others that's already rusted. I mean, that rust don't hurt nothing. As long as it isn't sitting on the ground. Put that stuff on the ground around here, it'll be gone next year. That little bugger I'm hoping will clean up and run. If not, well, I'm out $25. But there's probably pieces off there I can use for something. Belt sander and the cabinet were together as a unit. Probably paid too much for it, but that was $160. It's one of those things, I had a number in my head and I stopped and somebody ran it up and Becky says, well, do you want it or not? I said, well, I'd like it. And she goes, okay, click. And after that, we bid one more time. I mean, it's a Rockwell. Otherwise, I would have told her, forget it. It does have some issues, old age issues. Let's see what we got to do for that. Probably got to replace that one. This one's, the bearings are stiff on all of them. This one, it's like click, 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 click. That's how bad the bearings are. But it's moved up a little bit. Keep her going one direction, it's okay. This one's a little harder to turn. Back there it quit. Yeah, it's done turning. But with the split on it and the split on that one, you know, she's just had enough. I mean, if the motor is fine, which I haven't checked yet, but if the motor's fine, I can't buy a motor for that anymore at that price. I don't even know how many horse it is. I didn't freaking look. Single phase. I don't know. Am I missing it? I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm trying to look cross-eyed to look at it and see. I honestly do not see horsepower anyplace. I would imagine it's, by the size, it's got to be probably half, 3/4 anyway. 5/8 shaft on it. But, cabinet kind of makes up for it because it's heavy. That's all 3/16. So, I mean, if nothing else, there's lots of good material there. It ain't rusty. There's Hope. There's Sapphire. That's for Brent. He put a video up this morning, so if you ain't seen it, go check it out. Drippy, drippy, drippy. And there's a Ruby. So, feed's done. That crunchy crunch out there is crunchy this morning, even though it's 33 degrees. The slush froze back up overnight. And it quit raining at some point. And I need to see if I can get some straw in. If I can still get in here. And this needs it. And right now is about when calving season should start this year. If you go back to the last couple of years, we've had a bunch of early calves. I don't do this one-handed very well anymore. I've done that 4 at a time and pinched the shit out of my finger too. The last couple of years, we've had a few that were like 2 weeks early. We don't need that. And I got a feeling they're going to be a little later this year. Otherwise, we would have already started. There's something else I need to do today while the forks are on. That one's empty. That one ain't got much in it. And that one's full. So I think I'll swap everything around. I'll put the full one up. And probably put that one back down here. Because it can go either way if we run out in the other barn, but and it'll still be here. When that one's empty, right? I think there's about a half a bucket in that one I got to get out yet. But, you know, in this last week, I haven't wanted to mess with that. So, and Becky's in there right now cleaning up those cabinets, file cabinets. Luckily, the auction stickers came off nicely. At least what I saw they did. And cleaning up pretty nice. Yeah, not a lot left in this one. Oh well. He's been doing today.
Making a mess. We have storage in here because we're moving in. We're remodeling the basement. So we've had storage in here. I got new filing cabinets. I'm giving Tylen a filing cabinet. And there's stuff Blakely's that has to go back to Brooke so she can sell it, give it away.
Oh,
I've got shit everywhere that I'm trying to clean up.
It's a mess.
It's a mess. It's a work in progress.
But there they are.
There they are.
The stacked ones, I just used a couple little pieces of plumber's tape on the back and screwed them together. They can wiggle, but it can't fall off.
Eventually, they'll just go down and it'll be all three on top. But right now, that's not happening.
Right now with everything else in here.
Right. I can't. Yeah.
It's cramped.
It's cramped, but I'm working on it.
You know what Becky was up to? I run the model number on this, look for parts. Found 1 inch by 42. I'm going to measure, make sure that's what it actually is. I mean, by model number, which is right there, that's what it's supposed to be. Found belts on Scamazon, 12 pack, 6 different grids, from 80 to 400, I think, 2 of each for $12, free shipping. Trying to find the wheels, but I did find some on eBay. Nowhere else. Yeah. This is all square in there, so I guess dust is an issue getting caught in them. The guys redesigned them a little bit, and he designed, this one's got the rubber, and both idlers are rubber, but the top idler, the big one, that's just plastic with a little dome to it to help keep the belt centered. He says he shows it in his pictures, he's redesigned this so that it's not square corners in there. It's all rounded, so it should be stronger. And he's designed them so they don't need the rubber, whatever the heck it is, on it. They get traction on the belt without it. Just the pulleys, no bearings. Don't get the bearing that's in there. It's $40 and $10 to ship it. Or for $55, you get the bearings too. So I think we're going to go that route since that's what I can find. I mean, that ain't too bad. And I also found prices on this thing. If it had, well, I'm assuming they're all in condition to work, to operate, that I found. From $300 to $425 for this same model. Doesn't matter if that was on eBay or Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or wherever. Those are the prices on them. So I'm not going to complain at $160. And it's a half-horse motor. I kind of wondered. And, hey, that all seems to be good. So and I can't find really anything wrong. Table's tweaked a little bit. Maybe it was tweaked a little bit for a reason. I don't know. It'll tweak back. But I'm going to have Becky see if she can't order that stuff for me. And it's all going to be the end of the month before it'd be here. Doesn't matter where it was coming from, so that'll be a later date project. In the meantime, I'm gonna have Red move because, look out, move! Run his toes over. Gonna take the air hose to that thing. Then I'm probably gonna take a couple wipes to it and get it a little cleaner. And see if there's any gas in it. Imagine if there is any, it probably don't smell very good. I'll even see if it'll turn over, but I want to blow it off first. I think that's the better idea. Then clean it up and see what's up with it. See if I can make it work. Yeah, just sitting there. Just sitting there. Well, found a couple things it needs. Kind of missing something right there. That's a fuel valve. Should be a bowl hanging there. There's no bowl. Everything else is there, just no bowl. I can find pictures of them on the valve. I can find the complete valve assembly with the bowl. They're like over twice what I paid for, well, no, half again what I paid for the generator. And that's just got a foam element in there, and it's pretty well degraded. I mean, it'll maybe work for a little bit, but it needs to get replaced. Can't find that one at all. I can find pictures of everything else. Square ones, rectangle ones, no round ones. So, contemplating. I've done it before. The water pump we originally had on the fire trailer was, God, I think it came out of Northern Hydraulics way back in the day when that was just a mail order. Off-ball Chinese engine. Worked great, ran like a top. But one day that little plastic frickin' bowl, it chose to no longer be intact. And, I don't speak Chinese, so I couldn't tell you what the brand name of the engine was. Couldn't find one anywhere. So what I did on that was, that's your hose to the carburetor. Come in and put it right to there. And there's a little gas on my finger now. Valve worked. And actually the gas don't smell too bad. I think it would run. It's about half full or better. I'm about 95% sure it'll run fine on what's in there. But in the meantime, if you can't get the gas to the carb, you can't make it run. So I guess I'm kind of stopped on this one for a little bit. But I'll figure what to do. So I may just slip that off of there. And I know there's not going to be enough to get down here, but maybe put an inline filter in it. And I would imagine I'm not going to get that bend out of it, but if I can slip it off of there, stuff an inline filter on it, just make a loop and come in up under there, we'll get fuel. Valve works and doesn't leak, so that's 90% of it. And I need to see if I can figure out, because it gives you all the outputs. 120 volt, 6.3 amp max, 5 amp rated, 750 watt, 600 watt rated, 60 hertz, single phase. Then we get down to what you can't read very well. And I don't know if that's the 12 volt power or what. It's only 1 amp. And then maybe, I'm going to guess 8.5 amp, I can't tell. And yeah, I don't know what to make of that. I would imagine what's in English is the same thing that's in Chinese underneath it, or Japanese, whatever it is. Not my language anyway. So, but I checking what I can check. I don't find anything wrong with it. Oil in the crankcase looks good too. I mean, it's not new, but it's not wore out by any means. and it's full. So it doesn't seem to be contaminated with gas, because why? Well, the valve works, and without the bowl, the gas can't get to the carburetor anyway. So I just got to figure that out. One more thing.
What are you doing? Hmm? What are you doing? Are you trying to eat me? Are you trying to eat the wee-wee? I know little calf is going to be very, very, very upset in the morning. Officially last bottle, right, Nug? Official last bottle for your baby Lainey, huh? Last baba tonight for Lane? Oh, yay! Say yay, Lainey! No yay, just a blank stare. You're gonna be so pissed because it's your last baba.